We'll find out. I've just been called a melt.
From that Fernando Torres moment all the way to Liverpool 7, Manchester United 0. Gary Neville, for the right or wrong reasons, is always in the limelight here in the English football media. That's not how he probably wanted it to go. In fact, in December of 2015, Gary was appointed Valencia head coach. However, after embarrassment on top of embarrassment, Gary Neville was finally sacked as Valencia coach. Then went back to Sky Sports to work alongside Jamie Carragher and become a decent duo. But that's not where his managerial career ends. Today, we take Gary Neville into FIFA and we make sure he becomes the best manager in world football. The objectives are simple. We've got to try and win the Champions League with Gary Neville. Starting at one club, we can move clubs, we can get fired, and the only rule is we're only allowed a maximum of 3 free agents in one season. Probably won't happen 3 times in one season anyway, so here we go. We're going to take him, but first of all, we've got to find him a club. Harry's brother Phil is coaching in the MLS with David Beckham's team. Oxford United recently sacked their manager Carl Robinson, however, too far for travel. Instead, he's going to take a risk. As the class of 92 owns Salford City, he's going to appoint himself as player manager and join up with the Amis. So in a move that may shock the world of football, Gary Neville takes charge of his own owned club, in which he inherits a very decent side, I must say. Ooh, but there is a couple of loanees in this side. Cairns, our goalkeeper, some Premier League ones including Louis Barry, and Ethan Galbraith from Manchester United. I believe a partnership with them could work very well. And Gary sets himself the objective of winning the title in this league. That's a big step, Gary, for yourself. With 3 million, however, I think he should be able to get the job done. And without no signing straight away, we go into his first pre-season game, where we beat him by Andre. But we do go ahead and make a first signing before our first game of the season. We won't be left hanging. Gary Neville brings alongside Ben Amos from Championship team Wigan. Close proximity to Salford, and he's signed on a permanent. A great first signing to boost his squad up, immediately the highest rated, before our first game of the season at the Pirelli Stadium against Crewe Alexandra. Gary in the press, hoping that he can boost the momentum for the boys and get off to winning ways. I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, that this can go right for Gary. We need a positive start. Don't want to get sacked, but it is Crewe with a first opportunity dancing around us. What a save, Amos! Finally a chance for us to attack Salford City. That's a good ball through, and Ethan Galbraith. Come on, Callum Morton. You've got to make an impact here. The lucky number 27. It's found Odin Bailey. Odin Bailey to cut inside and shoot again. Oh, but it is only a draw in Gary's first game. I guess we'll have to take it. And a big game in the Carabao before we get into the big sim in this season. Oh, but the tester ends in a 3-1 defeat. Oh no. And in an attempt to make some profit, Jason Lowe leaves the club to Hammarby IF. And also Ashley Eastham, 2 over 30s, going for 300k. Oh, still not in the profit that the board want though. However, we'll keep on going. The very low expectations. All we really got to do season number 1 is get promoted. However, halfway through the season, it's not going well for Gary. We're stuck in mid-table in 12th. Not good enough, however, we are still in the Papa John's trophy. But our best player, Elliot Watt, has asked if he could leave the club. However, a little bit of positive news is that we're not out of the FA Cup just yet, getting a 1-1 draw with Cardiff City. However, the replay hasn't gone in our favour. But we've gone ahead and made another signing in the defence to try and shore up our back line in the near future. Sam McLennan comes across from Barrow, who have a training centre in Manchester. The rest of the 92 aren't happy though with the FA Cup defeat. But we have gone ahead and made another signing. We've signed Filip Marchewinski from Lech Poznan. An attacking midfielder for when Galbraith leaves the club and looks very decent. And all year round, only the little bits of business, including Amos, McLennan and Marchewinski. As deadline day passes us by, will there be success for Gary Neville at the end of this? And come end of the season for Gary Neville, it's a playoff finish, so we've revived it slightly, but he'll be under pressure after not delivering on the title, which Rochdale win. And our top scorer for this season, Callum Morton, the man who came from think it was Fleetwood, Conor McAlney, and Odin Bailey doing very well in the team. Gale Braith we lose, and we may lose some more players before we've actually got to the quarters. Or the playoff semis, should I say. No quarter-final. Elliot Watt, however, does leave to go to Middlesbrough, and Callum Hendry will go to Swansea at the start of this season. So we've got them for the playoffs, but it's going to be difficult to win these now. With Doncaster Rovers coming up, they've got to travel to us. With the first leg being a 2-1 win. We're close! Literally, they've got a player called Close. And the second leg as well could decide what happens with Gary. Oh, no, we've lost 3-0 in the playoffs. That could be the end of Gary Neville at his own club. And ultimately, we're keeping with it into next season, however. So, if the sack is straight away, I don't know. But Gary makes it season number 2 with Salford. So 2 players down, 2 big players down. But it should be a bigger budget for Gary this season. With 5 million in the tank, he has to win the league. Both Watt and Hendry out the squad altogether. But the team, on the whole, I've got to say, still looks very, very strong. And we begin this season with an outgoing Adam Porter leaving to Doncaster. Bringing in some important players, a new number 9 in Bakayoko, Adamu, not Timue. And we sign another central midfielder from a team I think are relegated to our division. Daniel Batty joins up from Fleetwood, and you can see that's cost us a fair bit. Come on, this season has to be a lot better. And we start in the right way. A 3-2 against Newport County. And we are going to utilise the free agent market a little bit this year with Gail Oduna joining us. A player for the centre of the park and a player for the centre of defence in Harley Dean. And then 4 signings do wrap up the only ones of this window, sparing us a lot of money, which we haven't done anything with so far. Tried to sign a couple more. The board now happy with us. So Gary's happy with himself, and he's won Manager of the Month. Ooh, and this season there's a Carabao Cup round of 16 against Arsenal. And this is Gary's first big tester of a game. How will he fare against the Gunners? Of course, it is them getting all the chances, as it might show here. Martin Odegaard finds Gabriel Martinelli. Oh, what a tackle. They got a full team out here, and Saka! Oh, no. That's not what we wanted. Still, we've hung on quite a while. Harley Dean has found a ball around the corner. Milan now into Batty. Oh my days. And after Saka's goal, we may still stand a chance. Callum Norton, last season's top scorer. No. And that's the end of the game. Arsenal get a 1-0 win at the Pirelli. A good display from Neville's outfit. And despite Carabao Cup plaudits, we still find ourselves second in this league to Walsall. Oh, and we've got to keep out my club, Grimsby Town, because they're in 3rd position in this league. And hey, still going strong in the Papa John's trophy. And the top of the league clash pops up in January, which we win 3-1. But alongside a decent result comes negativity. Ben Amos will be leaving at the end of his contract. But we're cooking up a replacement that we need to get into this club for the remainder of the season. We go ahead and sign Mikel Barco, a young, decent goalkeeper from Tranmere in our division, low down, to try and boost us over. Yes, Amos is still here, but he ain't gonna play. As come end of the season, look at that for a League 2 finish. 3 teams, all joint on 87 points, but we will go up automatically, all 3 of us, and it was a race to win the league. Gary Neville's first trophy in his managerial reign. Board's still not quite happy with it, but they'll have to take it. We're not doing that again. Top goal scorer this season again is Callum Morton alongside McAlney and Matt Schwinke, both in double digits with Odin Bailey as well. FA Cup winners were Manchester United. The Carabao Cup, however, went to Arsenal in a North London derby, and the Papa Johns to Donny Rovers. An interesting season, as it will be very interesting to see if we actually keep this job going into League 1. Everyone's unhappy from the class of 92. What a graphic to see right here. Salford City and Gary Neville winning promotion to League 1. We don't want to go through that again, so we want to try and keep our job for the foreseeable. That probably means signings with 5 million to spend. Also a wacky objective of gain automatic promotion. But we kick off this new season with an outgoing Oduna has gone to Eibar. He was our defensive midfielder. And we begin with a huge bit of business. A free agent in Patrick Roberts, ex-Manchester City, alongside another one who is a centre-back, Jordan Thornley. He's played for Blackpool and the Brewers, but now he's at the Amis, ready to try and help them take the next step up. And our first game of the season is against Peterborough, a team with Tishimanga. And hey, we get a result. 2-1 in our League One debut. However, a huge outgoing with Marchwinski leaving for 5.4 million to Borough as well, joining Tony Watt. And our midfielder leaving gives us room to bring in another from rival Sheffield Wednesday, Tyreek Backinson. That completes Genev's team for the first half of the season. Backinson in there. We need some more glory. And as for a promotion push, we're 16th in League One, which in my eyes is brilliant. 2 points above the drop zone. But in the board, not at all. We are drastically miles off. I think over 20 points, so kiss goodbye to that objective. Or will it be a goodbye from Salford altogether? Because we've got a job interview at Sheffield Wednesday. Gary Neville can shock the footballing world, going from the club he owns to an actual rival in the league who are in the playoffs. So Gary Neville, in January of 2025, moves to the Owls. A shock for the footballing world. There he is, holding the shirt aloft. Picking up on this team right here, you see in front of your eyes. It definitely needs work, and that's what we're here to do. And it's a very thin squad, actually, which I didn't just check there. And I think joining in the window's done us a favour. 9 million to spend in one window. That's quite a bit of money for Genev himself to get spent correctly as well. Do we go back to Salford? Where do we shop? More importantly, though, do we start off with a win? We don't. A draw on our Sheffield Wednesday debut. And checking all the rest of the competitions, we're actually out of the mall, so that puts all his focus on getting into the championship. And begin our business with Alex Pritchard. He comes over as a free agent, but he was previously just at Huddersfield, another Yorkshire club. And he comes alongside Sean Dyche's son, Max Dyche. He's come from the Northampton Academy. And a deadline day signing is Charlie Savage. He's come from Forest Green, ex-Manchester United, and son of Robbie Savage. The team that we've built now, despite some players being out of positions, a lot stronger than what we came into. So, can we be up there come end of the season? And come end of the season, we're under crucial pressure from the board. We must have finished the season horrifically as we won the league. We were 6th when we came into this job. Blackpool were clear, but Sheffield Wednesday for the win. And get this for a fact. Since Gary Neville has come in, you can see the months we're simming here. We have not lost one game in charge of Sheffield Wednesday. The team on the longest unbeaten run in real life, and now on it in this game. Even though they might sack Neville? Well, actually, no, because Bolton have still got 2 games to play we've got to be careful of. But still, they don't catch us. That is the second trophy for Gareth Neville right here, the biggest one of them all. He's won League One. He's won promotion from League Two. What is next? FA Cup was won for the 2nd time by Leicester City. Chelsea get the Carabao, and the Papa Johns goes to the Wanderers. Top scorer is the Benin international Aigan Tosin, with Malik Wilkes behind him. Michael Smith decreasing, but all of them have over 10 goals, and it's a brilliant season for the first one in charge. As season number 4 is the season of the championship, and the Steel City Derby will take place this year. Board's still seeming like they've not made their mind up on Neville, however. Question is, do they think he's capable of a mid-table finish? And we begin with some signings straight away. The first one is Denver Hume, the free agent after his release from Charlton. Also, we've got him back. Tyreek Backinson hardly got to play with Genev. He gets to play with him now at the club he was at before, alongside a former Man United player to round up our trio of free signings, Deshaun Bernard. And our first game in the championship is up here, and it's a 0-0 with Ipswich. So, off to, I would say, a pretty decent start when we haven't finished the signings. As we get 2 deals over the line here, Dom Ballard on loan from Southampton, a backup striker, and Samu Hammerlainen, an actual permanent one, from Borough, finally making a signing off them. And that should mark our signings off. We've made 5. Ignore the one at the top. He didn't want to join. And heading towards the middle of the season, decent position so far, but it's too early on to judge. And we have the biggest game of the season up here. No, it's not a playoffs. No, it's not a league winner. It's the Steel City Derby. So let's get going away at Bramall Lane. We have to bring back the points. We have to become the pride of Sheffield as Brewster with a ball around the corner though and a big save from Posing. Keep going though lads, keep going as that is a rough tackle. Keep going though lads, keep going as we've missed that header and Bogill. Still pushing as here is Tyreek Backinson, you know. If we could win this game late on it would be brilliant. Oh, it's off the post and in. Malik Wilks may have won Gary Neville his big derby. The Steel City one belongs to Wednesday. Get in there, a huge result for the Owls. And that should boost our championship levels. And judging by those results, it looks like we are cooking with gas. Did we win the next derby? Oh, you bet we did. We're 3rd in the championship table, and this is looking like a potential return to the Prem. And due to the really good form, we actually get a job offer as well. This one is from Genk, a Champions League club, but I can't help but think a return to the Premier League with Wednesday may be a bit more beneficial to his reputation than success with Genk. And even though we are 3rd in the league, it doesn't mean Gary Neville's going to stop his business here. With the signing of Bogdan Rakovic coming all the way from Aldiovski. Apologies on the pronunciation. And I think that signing may be the only one. I'm checking high and low and Leeds United in the FA Cup. And the result's going to come in as a 0-0 draw, but a red card to Tosin. But in the replay, we win it in extra time with an ex-Leeds man, Malik Wilks. Even if we don't win the FA Cup, what a monumental win. And hopefully, we're up there at the end of the season with us finishing in the grand position of the playoffs. Okay. A Yorkshire derby with Huddersfield to come. As we did drop to 4th as well. Hull City coming out the blue to get promotion. Lost out on a point as well. That hurts. If we're gonna go up, however, we need to overcome a 2-1 deficit we've suffered in Huddersfield. Oh, and Hillsborough doesn't come up with its magic. We draw 1-1, losing 3-2 on aggregate in the semi-finals of the playoffs. That is good you know, because we honestly looked like a very decent outfit that could have gone far. Missing out on 1 point from automatics as top scorer this season is Malik Wilks. He's almost doubled Tosin's record. Backinson joins back with a bang, 10 goals for him, and the assists all go to Charlie Savage. Chelsea win the FA Cup as well over Watford. Man City win the Carabao, and Huddersfield ultimately promoted to the Premier League. Be able to check the Champions League soon, but I'm dreaming. I'm dreaming of promotion next year, first of all. So here we are, 22 million up, and really needing to be promoted. This team needs a cam, probably another defender, and a striker. So let's get to business. So the first signing is from in this league. Bristol City have been robbed of Rob Atkinson, an absolutely quality addition. With the second being the big man from Cardiff, Keon Etete joins for almost 5 mil. Hyped Sunderland youngster Ajibola Elise, I had to get that name right, joins the club. I couldn't say it, I took so many attempts. And the small signing of Bryce Duke from Phil Neville's team into Miami, or David Beckham's as well, coming across to Wednesday, brother sold to brother. This team is definitely complete, and this team, let's be honest, definitely has to be in the Premier League next season. Oh, but we're actually 9th in the league, which is 100% not good enough. That's not what I expected. What is wrong with you lads? We need to be in the Premier League. And with this job going difficult, and we've been in a bit of a stalemate in the Championship, we have got a job offer. Sporting Lisbon. It is a pay decrease, but to go over to Portugal. Never been out of England in these manager ones. We didn't with Gerrard, but we will with Gary Neville. We're going to Lisbon. As long as Ronaldo doesn't show his face, Gary should be safe to manage the Portuguese team, who may have Champions League. And our second in Liga NOS, so we might have stumbled into a bit of a good job here. Still in the semi-finals of the Taça Portuguesa, brilliant, but did come third in the Champions League in a group with Leverkusen and PSG. Ooh, and an exciting one in the Europa League, Arsenal away. And I'm sorry, but this team that we've inherited is brilliant. I reckon this should give the Europa League a good try. We've got Amen Hozic in there, Fatawu Isaku, Marcus Edwards, one of the most anticipated. Pedro Porro at 88 rated has come back from Spurs and looks a mad one. Still 46 million in the bank as well. We've got to win Liga NOS. So let's get to business here. We've got a 7-point gap we've got to overturn from leaders Porto. And will we start off on a good reign? No, we won't. Gerard Deulofeu's goal sinks Lisbon. Gary Neville loses his first match. All them wins at Sheffield Wednesday. All them results. And it doesn't work on the transfer front as well because Martin Barunina, or Baturina, has actually left to go to Atletico Madrid for 88 million on a contract release clause, I think it was. As we have a player joining as well, which I've been a fan of for quite a while in career mode. It's Beto of Osasuna joining up back in Portugal. That's cost us 45 million. As on deadline day, it's going to be a busy one as well. Vitor Ferreira brought in a 21-year-old centre-half. That's to replace Sortis. I'm just going to call him Sortis, who's had his release clause paid. Not the only signing though, one of hopefully three. We've got Rui Silva coming in as a goalkeeper. He's from Nottingham Forest. And a huge player in Andre Almeida coming across back to Portugal. Gary actually picking Portuguese players in the Portugal League. That should complete our team for now, and I've got to tell you, I think it is good enough to give the Europa League a go and the league. So let's dive into it. When it's Arsenal we're running into in the Europa League. How does this go for us? First leg is a 2-1 defeat, and the second one is a 4-1 win. We've beaten Arsenal in the Europa League. That should be a trophy within itself. Who do we have next? Oh, it's Bayern Munich. Let's try and give Bayern Munich a game, shall we? The first leg, counters out. And the second leg, we gave it a good go, but it ultimately wasn't enough. That could be Gary sacked, you know, if he doesn't live up to them expectations. And that is it. Neville has been sacked from the board. He will lose his job at Lisbon. They've spoke to Ronaldo. The only job to take now is Chavez. A bit of a step down. And another club for Gary in his mission to become the best in the world, which he inherits, not the greatest team at all. But hey, look who we're meeting up with here. Callum Morton. We've gone full circle and we've got one Salford man back in our ranks. And that proves how great careers can be. You can meet someone after all them games away. Gary comes back to haunt you. And we're currently 13th in the league, so I think we'll just skip straight till the end. 1 place difference, 12th we finish, winning the league. Porto, Benfica and Sporting slipped. They're not even in the final of the cup as well. Gary did doom them. It's a Liverpool-Juve final in the Champions League. Interesting to see. A bit of a stumbling block in Gary's career where Morton and Isa get double figures for the season, but it doesn't matter. Haven't coached these players, but we look forward to seeing them next year. Season number 2 in charge of Chavez, and they're demanding Europa League football, a quarter final. What is this? As they've only gave us 10 million to go alongside with it. They're big expectations. So we'll start off with a free signing here. Ilyas Jankovic, a left back. And we've lost one player already, which is a goalkeeper, Rodrigo Moura. And we'll make the most of these free signings with another one coming into the club. Leonard Meyer, the German CDM. And Tarshik Matthews, a South African winger. So this is the team that we're going into the first half of the season with. We're going to try and get through this quickly because, no offense Chavez fans, but we need a bit of a higher job. And halfway through, in our Europa League push, we sit second bottom from the league. It's fair to say Gary not doing well in Portugal. Okay, that's a get out. Monaco now offer Gary such a wage increase plus a Champions League pushing team. I mean, that has come at the perfect time. We've had 5 teams already. Gary is a traveller. He is all over the place. He's gone from England, from the bottom leagues, all the way to the Championship, to Portugal, and now he starts his new career in France. We've seen that graphic before, him holding that shirt up. Ooh, but the team here's kind of interesting to see. It is not as good as I thought it would be. I mean, once I've turned it round though, it looks a lot better. We've got Marquinhos, Serge Gnabry, Fofana, Traore, and on the bench, Ivan Toney, alongside a 50 million budget, and get this, top of League One with 1 defeat. How did Gary get this job? He's used his contacts in the media as he's got a round of 16 against Liverpool, Carragher's side. There will be banter on Sky Sports. Still in the round of 32 in the Coupe Nationale, and of course no Super Cup. Board demand a Champions League place. They want us to beat Liverpool, and that's about it. This has to be a good start over here in... I was going to say in France, but we've lost our second game of the season, and Gary's first. So immediately what I'm going to do is try and stop them goals flying in, buying a goalkeeper. Lucas Chevalier. He is French, just youth academy greatness. 28 million. And he was Spurs' backup. As one player leaving the club is Renard Lodi to go to River Plate. That frees up some money for right back Sacha Boy coming across from Brentford for 30 million. And we don't want history repeating itself, so we're getting business in and out straight away. John Tolkien to Crystal Palace for 40 mil. And Gary still has the contacts from Valencia in his phone book. As on deadline day, he re-signs to Monaco Axel Disasi. He was really good in our Ibiza career a couple of weeks ago. And this time, he should be the real deal back at Monaco. Bought him with half of the money we received from Tolkien. That is brilliant business. Call me crazy. Call me anything you want, because I think this team is good enough to give the Champions League a go. How will it go for Gary and the game against Liverpool? Because that is what we're going up to next. And I think with 27 million, that may bring an end to our spending in season number 1. Only halfway through the season as well. Been exciting for Gary. So let's see how the rest of this season goes. Beginning with this game against the Liverpool. And what a game it is. How's the first leg of the round of 16 gonna go? Oh my days. It's a 3-1 win for Gary. Marquinhos, Traore and Fofana sinks João Felix's goal. In the meantime, however, the PSG game doesn't go in our favour. As this second leg worries me, however, because we are at Anfield and we're going to quick sim this against Liverpool, and they've beaten us on penalties. The comeback of dreams for Carragher's side. We gave it a good go, but out in the round of 16, our reign of winning these kind of saves in season number 1 is over. So I think the best thing to do now is head to the end of the season. And come end of the season, it was a finish far off PSG. We finished with 9 points less than the league winners. Shame that, however, we're in the Coupe Nationale final, so Gary Neville could have his hands on more silverware. Thinking about it, the only trophy that we have won is the League One title with Wednesday, as Manchester City beat Barcelona in the Champions League finale. Do we win this game against Strasbourg, though? The finale, come on. I've got faith here. But we don't. We don't. We lose to Strasbourg to make it 0 trophies. Top scorer of the season was on 37 goals. Lucina Traore, brilliant player, with David Datro Fofana in second, and Sergio Gomez, the left back, with 10. Unbelievable. As 22 assists from Alexandra Golovin is phenomenal, as when 3 players in double digits for assists. A good half a season where we will have more money at the start of next, and we have got to go and try and win the Champions League. We're closer than we'll ever be, as look at this. There's potential job offerings that we can actually look at here. Barcelona and Real. I mean, is Valencia on here? It is. It is, but no offense to Valencia, I think we've overpassed them. It'd be good entertainment, wouldn't it? But I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring for Real. Last season we had 3 teams in 1 save, and have they replied to us? They have not, it seems like. Ignoring us? Yeah, and they've took the post straight down. Okay. Maybe we apply just at Juve, who do offer us the managerial position, you know. Ooh, looking at their team, they've got the likes of Jude Bellingham. They've even got Pedro Goncalves, Lucas Hernandez, Piero Hincapié, Isaac, Kone, Kulusevski. Lukaku was in the ranks. I think it'd be bad to turn Juve down. It was going to be another job in Gary Neville's roster as he goes to Turin. Okay, I promise I'll slow down with the movement around the clubs after this one. But it's just so difficult to turn down Juventus. Finished top of the league last year, although 15 games weren't wins. Need to try and turn that around a little bit, and of course, Champions League. I'm hoping for a strong budget to go with what looks like a very strong and very capable of team. I mean, Jadon Sancho is here, and I think I know why the manager went. Allegri probably sacked because he went out in the round of 16 like us to Arsenal, which we've got to turn around for next year as we're going to go straight into it. Season number 7, I think, and we've had a lot of clubs already. So let's get tucked into this season. A lot of players on international duty. We've got 267 million in the bank. And we got the objectives of a youth academy player. 3 players born in Asia. Win the Champions League. Win the Serie A. And make profit. And I can guess loads of players going to be poached from our team or attempted poached because of the good form in the league, but the bad form in the Champions League. And see what I mean. That is literally after, what, 4 days skipped? So we'll start as business here in kind of Juventus fashion, buying from teams in the same league. Gary Neville brings in Mohamed Simikan from AC Milan, 54 million. So that's a decent price. And it wouldn't be the same without a buy-in of a Man United player. Aaron Wan-Bissaka has joined from Parma for 30 million to bolster Gary's ranks. We are still cooking another right back though, so I don't know if he'd be first team. As here comes the big man into the team, and I don't think that is him. It's showing. Oh, this is actually a different deal. Manu Kone has left to go to Tottenham, but in a swap deal for Lucas Pellegrini. Brought him in, of course, because he is Italian, and if we need an attacking midfielder, he can be that. As the big news is this man, Gianluigi Donnarumma, 92 rated. He's come back from PSG, and he's a fit for me in this Juventus side, back home in Italy. Fair to say the Milan fans might not like him. And it seems like we can't get the other right back that we plan to sign actually over the line. So simming these pre-season games, picked up a 1-0, I think will be about it. I think we've got to go into the main season. Not many signings, but I'll show you this team. Look at that, it's absolutely perfect. It's a bit tired at the moment, but we fixed up the bench as well. Could have done with another defender, like I say, but we do have Belasian to go right there. Isaac and Kulusevski and Pellegrini as the main men off the bench. We've got Man United players in Wan-Bissaka, Sancho, and I'm guessing Gary Neville will try his hardest to get along with Jude Bellingham. And I guess we do manage to get the player that we wanted in. I kept on simming, testing my luck, and going for this guy. It is, of course, Tomiyasu. They wanted an Asian player signing. Here he is, and he looks beautiful in Juve colours. Signing from Gary's old team, Valencia. I told you earlier on, he's got them contacts on the blower. Another defender in, the team surely complete. Sorry, Wan-Bissaka, for the late replacement, but can this team do Gary his task right? Can he win the Champions League? With the group being Sporting, AZ Alkmaar and Galatasaray. Really good group. Really good group. Compared to the other ones, looks like we've come out on top. I can't lie, it's been a while since the Monaco final where we bottled a trophy, and I'm in real regret that we didn't simulate that. So for Sporting, for the first game in the Champions League, we're going to make sure we try and get off to the right start. Getting involved. Champions League nights at the Allianz. How much better can it be for Gary Neville? He has got to get this right. This competition could cost him a job, and could, of course, complete the save. And what a start this could be to this game. We've got a free kick with Dusan Vlahovic out wide. He's not got enough power on it, I don't think. Good save. Still, we are the team pushing. Here's Koiku into Dusan Vlahovic. And that is the Serbians' first goal, hopefully, of the game. A brilliant low ball from the Turkishman into the Serbian. I'm just hoping it doesn't finish there. Against Gary's former club, How did that fact escape my mind? Of course. We were coaching in Sporting. As look at this. A free kick, or penalty, should I say, for Beto, the main man who we brought in to score the goals, but won't score against Donnarumma. If Gary's been in the press saying this group's easy when it's got Sporting in it, he will face some consequences. Ultimately going well so far, though, and that's another ball to Dusan, who should have got another still edge of the box stuff, and it's in the back post. Pedro Goncalves, an ex-Sporting man. And it's a 2-0 win against the former club. Well in, Gaz. We've got the job firmly done. Just gonna go back to the league and try and cook with gas as Leo Sorrentino. What a goalkeeper he looks. 17-year-old, 6'6" rated. Into the first team. It's been decent so far, apart from that 4-1 thrashing against Milan. Still, we'll move on. And we'll see how we're getting on. It must have been alright this half a season that we've simulated. There's a Manager of the Month award. But we aren't top of the league. It's not Napoli. Not one of the Milans. It is Fiorentina. That is a shock for the century. How are they top of the league? I mean, I do have faith over the entirety of the season we could leapfrog them. We're into the Super Cup final as well with Napoli, so no change on that front. I mean, we're already in it. Never checked the Coppa Italia last time out. We haven't actually got through to round 3 yet. I mean, sorry, no. We haven't come into the competition yet. It's a lot better out here in Italy. We've got Atletico Madrid in the round of 16 after topping that group. Only 1 draw and 0 losses. No huge injuries halfway through this year as well, which I absolutely adore to see. Is there any strength to this team? I'm not saying is it strong at all. I'm saying, is there any way to better it? Maybe there's a way we've just weakened it. Because Dusan Vlahovic is walking out the door. We did redo contracts and this man wanted 400k a week. I didn't offer it, so we'll go to Juventus. The board won't be happy with that one. And welcome in one of the most controversial moves going, Marcus Rashford to Turin. He's coming, of course, with Bellingham and Wan-Bissaka and Sancho, but he's leaving Man United. Yes, he's old, and Gary is buying from the club that he absolutely loves, but he's got to put himself first. And it has been brilliant so far still, but I am going to go and change this formation up a little bit, get Pellegrini more involved, get him amongst the goals, especially in this Super Cup game against Napoli. Come on, we need another trophy. Rashford. That's a chip over the top into Dusan Vlahovic. Yes, he is still here for the time being. Rashford starting his first game, and that is a terrible shot. We still aren't doing enough to win this game, however. Sancho finding a man at the back post. He's off the post and out. But another chance here for Pellegrini to break away, looking for Dusan down the line. He's got men running in at the back post, I think. No one in the middle. And ending after that, you know, nothing happening. This could go to pens. Scrap that. It does go to pens with Dusan Vlahovic taking the first one against Alisson and scoring. Time for Guiri to have a go. And here's a save from Donnarumma. Can we save another one through Lang? We do. We're on the cusp of winning if we can score this with Jadon Sancho here in Italy. He sends Alisson the wrong way. And the Super Cup here in Italy is won. Gary Neville has his hands on another trophy. We know there's no guarantees though, but that does feel good. Now, who we've got in the Champions League? Atletico Madrid. Let's get to them. Here we are, going away to the Metropolitano. Can we get a win to go to the second leg? No. Just a draw for now. And the board have given us a thumbs down now. Can we turn this around? Oh, a 4-1 win. Think the thumbs down has come from the sale of Vlahovic, and you can see why. A hat-trick against Atletico. Bit of lag going out of that game, but you can see why, because a big result at the top. Man City beating PSG on pens. Just don't give us them in the next round. Don't. Barcelona. And Barcelona have a decent team, but I think we've got the better. Both Hernandez brothers playing against each other in this. And our Lucas Hernandez comes out on top. Vlahovic and Miretti giving us the lead, proving there's still a way to go. In a second leg, though, it's only 2-1. And hey, look at that. 4 points clear with the game in hand at top of the league. So far, so very good, but we've still got to overcome Barcelona here. And we do. 2-1 again. Walter, Sancho and Miretti. Miretti again. What a player he is. He's been a good player in previous saves. Semi-final time. We're joined by Man City, Fiorentina, and Milan. I want to check Fiorentina's squad. What wonder kids are you guys hiding? I mean, there's Harvey Barnes in there. Diogo Costa's a decent keeper. Oh, they've actually got quite a decent squad. Guardiol's there. Ikone's still there. Jimenez is a good regen. There they are in the cup, and it's Milan. So it is another in-country game. Into them at the San Siro. Come on, we've been there plenty of times. Vlahovic very tired. Still, I am going to trust him. Simeone's way up. A 2-0. And he is still on the score sheet. We bottled this final this year, you know. He's going to be an incredible loss. And there's me talking as if we're already in a final. We're not yet. We've got to beat them in this. Vlahovic has gone up a rating. Can he go up in the goals? He can. 4-1 on aggregate. I thought we would brush past these. Not to be big-headed. Donnarumma probably got some pelters from the Milan fans for turning to the old lady. But Rashford and Sancho, 2 ex-Man United players, 4 ex-Man United right back Gary Neville to book his place in the Champions League final, where we will face, oh, how nice is that? We will face Manchester City, so an ex-rival of GNev. And I think that does mean we have to simulate this one against Napoli, this is the Coppa Italia final. I don't really mind what happens here. It would be good to win against this team. They've got Cravacciella, if you pronounce it that way. But no, Gary won't get the... What is it? Not the quad? Yeah, the quad is for, isn't it? Quad bike. He won't get the quad done. He won't. Apologies to the hierarchy, but we still have a 5-point gap over Milan. Fiorentina have fallen off, so we should be winning Serie A. Come on, let's have a check. Yes! We do, by 5 points, so you can give Gary another trophy there. He's got the Supercoppa, and now he has the Serie A title. It's fair to say he's found his feet here. Imagine if we would have stuck with Monaco and missed out on this success. This is the team that will be going out to the final as well. We've decided we're going to stick with this attacking midfielder approach. It's worked with Pellegrini. These players have been in the reserves all along as well. I do feel for them, because there's some experienced veterans. Rabiot, Trapp, Verratti, Romelu Lukaku. Probably some Manchester bias on how he's treated Lukaku. As goal scoring 44 for Dusan Vlahovic. What a man he has been, with Kulusevski getting 24. Moretti with 14. And 12 assists each for Kulusevski and Moretti. But this is all that matters really. At the London Stadium. A stadium I've been to. And I can't wait to see what happens. Juventus, Man City, gonna be tight. Gonna be very tight, but we've both got the same aim. Champions League trophy has to be won. But Tifo of Vlahovic is out as well, because this will be the home of his new rivals, West Ham United, come the start of the regular season. He has left, of course, to go to Spurs at the end of the contract. Rivalry is probably up and ready for, and if we lose this game, imagine the consequences. We've got to go again without him. So come on, lads. Don't let us down. Lucas Paqueta. He's got a ball in. Erling Haaland. An early chance City. Be a catastrophe to lose here, you know. Jadon Sancho allowed to run. Look at the space he has. No pressure from any City players. He came through the academy here with Manchester City. He's overstepped it. Konate has an own goal 6 minutes in. And the old lady take the lead. Gary Neville has the lead over City. I'm way too excited for this, but what a goal. What a little bit of urgency. He ran through. Big gap at the back line. But there is plenty of this game to go. As Moretti needs to get a ball through the middle as well here. Come on. We're the only team playing really at the moment. Really good form. Ex-United players causing all the trouble. With one taking this corner in Jadon Sancho. Floated towards Simikan. Header down. Konate. Score another OG. He might not, though. And Phil Foden has a gap. City looking to get back into this game. Oh, what a tap. You can't be serious. Was a class tackle, referee. It looks like Haaland. No, Lucas Paqueta. Over the wall. Donnarumma. They won't go down without a fight, it seems. Oh, what a bit of play. It looked like we might have fouled them. And City are playing a very high line. Here is Pellegrini. That's Marcus Rashford, you know. He's got away a little bit. Takes a shot early. Still, this game not going easy here. Which a lot of pressure. Just half an hour over. And we still can't look for this next goal. Get that ball through. There's Dusan Vlahovic, however. Power this one past Edison. And it's 2-0. courtesy of just the main man. Nothing more needs to be said about this, man. Look at this for a little bit of a replay. Got some speed on that. 125.8 miles an hour past Edison. Here is Moretti on the ball as well, looking to get that out wide into Rashford. Moretti. I mean, I thought it would be harder than this. Tomiyasu even shooting. So far out to test his luck, but it's on the old lady's side. 2-0 Juve. Lucas Paqueta getting away right here as well. Oh, we can't be letting him do that this half. Come on, stand strong. Jadon Sancho now into Pellegrini. He's turned away very well from Konate, who's had a shocker. Moretti, Vlahovic! It's 3! That is complete football and a complete finish at the end. No need to power it. Again, we're looking like we're going to cruise through. It's just too easy. Every time we get to a final, we're so well prepared for it. Just need to now keep going and not let them really do anything. Here is Pellegrini. Back heel. Sancho. Curler. Oh, he's got in. Jadon Sancho finally gets the goal he deserves, which Konate stole him from. That's another one. 4-0. 4-0 over in England. Phenomenal. Still a ball forward. Oh, that's a great header down, you know. Marcus Rashford fastly approaching the end of this game. Mistake from Edison. Shot comes in. Ooh. Almost 5. That was little Moretti, as this is Dusan Vlahovic playing around the back line. He's going to miss this club. Or if he doesn't, then he's very emotionless. Lucas Hernandez announced over the tannoy as man of the match, our left back. A bit of a shocker, but still we have kept a clean sheet up till now. Ball through to Dani Olmo. Donnarumma oh, we don't even need to blast it. 4-0. Gary Neville has done his job, and he has delivered a triple on the trophy front in Italy. And the Champions League is ticked off. Get that graphic up. Get it ticked off. That should be 5 major moments in Gary's career. From the sacking of Valencia and the sacking of Sporting Lisbon. He has run it back. And he has beaten Sporting in the group stages. And took Juve to the Champions League. Stay at Juve if you know what's best for you, Jude Bellingham. And move in real life, because there is the trophy. We have done it. Gary Neville has done it. I've said his name so much on repeat, but I don't care. It's a brilliant win, and instead of naming 3 players that we absolutely have adored in this save, we're gonna round this up in a little bit of a different way. So, strap yourselves in for the career summary. What a season it's been, eh? As hey, look, I'm on this screen. If you don't like this bit, tell me in the comments below, but this is a new addition, and we're gonna start off by explaining Gary's career. A handful of clubs. Started at Salford, Sheffield Wednesday, Sporting all the S's, Chavez, then to Monaco, and of course, Juventus. Biggest win came to Udinese, 5-0 in this Juventus career. His biggest win in his entire career. Biggest defeat was actually in a pre-season game to Twente. That was with Sheffield Wednesday in 2026. We're not going to say the worst buys, but we're going to go for the best buys, the most improved, and then the 3 best of all. As the most expensive buy of this series was Gianluca Donnarumma. 77 million we paid for him just in this last season. As most improved player, there's a handful to actually pick out of, but I'm going to go right to the beginning. Gail Braith, the Manchester United loanee. It helped us lift Salford up and get this career essentially ticking. And just to spice it up, they've all got to be from different clubs. So we're going to start off with Callum Morton. We had him at Chavez, and of course, most of goals. Salford City scored a lot of goals. Yes, we're picking a goal scorer, but he was pivotal in promotion, and then just keeping the ship steady with Chavez. Even though we dropped down, we were okay. We spent half the season there, and then we moved on, but nice to see his face again. Second has to be another goal scorer. I think these are all going to be strikers, really. Tosin, he was at Sheffield Wednesday. Didn't expect anything from him. Scored loads of goals. Got us a promotion. Got us playing beautiful football. Winning a title. And then finishing rather well around mid-table before we actually dipped to Sporting. As the main man, you already know, it's going to be Dusan Vlahovic. We was under pressure to win something with him. We won something with him very late on in the depth, and he will be our main player of this save, and he has been the most enjoyable to use. And that really wraps it up. It's been a brilliant career. If you've got any suggestions for that little show that I did right there, let me know. As for now, thank you very much for watching. If you want to watch another rebuild, there should be some on screen or on the channel link, and I'll see you there.